This is a short guide on how to make some really good banana bread. Now I have to let you know before we start that this is a secret family recipe that my mom got from a cookbook. And yeah, it's probably the best and easiest banana bread that you can make. You can start by preheating the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you have to get your ingredients. The ingredients for this banana bread are as follows: 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 overly ripe bananas. Oh, these ones are really ripe, they're falling apart. Half a cup of milk, I use almond milk, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 egg, and don't forget the secret ingredient. It's cinnamon. You can also add like peanuts or walnuts or something. I'm not going to do that though because my roommate is allergic and I don't want him to die. You could also add like chocolate chips though, but I don't have any, so. Make sure to wash your hands. Once you have all your ingredients, the best way to do this is to separate all the dry ingredients and mix those all together first. So you can add the flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt into the large bowl. When you're measuring the dry ingredients, I like to use the knife trick, which is you get a knife and you kind of slide it off. Make sure to not like pack it down at all because that will mess it up. Like it with flour, if you like pack it down in there, you're going to end up with more flour than you really need. So just don't do it that way. Just like use the knife to go side to side. If you get confused at all, just make sure to watch this video. That's what I did. I got a little confused partway through, so I just had to double check a couple things. Oop, spilled a little bit. That's okay. Every time you bake, you're bound to make a mess, so it's okay. It happens. We'll just clean up later. Then you gotta mash up the bananas. And then yeah, so take your 2 bananas and put them into a bowl. I like to just use like a fork. You can just use a fork to mash them down. They should already be pretty dang ripe, so it shouldn't be too hard to do that. And you want them to be kind of a very like consistent consistency, kind of pudding-esque. It's kind of a thick like pudding consistency. Yeah. Now that the bananas are mashed, now it's time to add the secret ingredient, the cinnamon. And I just like to add it into the bananas and mix it in that way. After you have all the dry ingredients and the mushed bananas added into the large bowl, then you can add in the final wet ingredients. That's the vegetable oil, the milk, and the egg. And mix well. Make sure it's all a very consistent consistency. Again, you're going to want that. It's batter, so it should just kind of feel like batter. Now I mentioned you're going to want the consistent consistency. It was pretty consistent, but it wasn't the right consistency, so I had to add in some more flour, just a little bit, just to thicken it up a little bit. And that worked much better. Much better. That's not funny. Now that the batter is the proper consistency, you're going to pour it into your loaf pan. But before you do that, you could either spray it with vegetable oil or like a canola spray or something, or you could just do what I do and use a stick of butter and rub it all over the place. Get it all buttered up inside. Get that pan nice and greasy. And then yeah, just pour the batter into the loaf pan and make sure it's all nice and level. And then yeah, just one thing that I like to do is sprinkle a tiny little bit of sugar on top. Kind of like caramelizes a little bit on the top. It kind of just adds a little more sweetness to it, which is nice. And then you put the loaf pan with the batter into the oven, which should have been ready and preheated by now. While it's baking for 50 minutes, you can kind of do whatever you want. I also lick like the spoon and everything. My mom always told me not to because it has like raw egg in it, but I don't really care, and it tastes really good. So, sorry, Mom. And now that the 50 minutes are up, we can take it out of the oven. Make sure to give it a little sniff. Oh yeah, that smells good. Last but not least, wait for it to cool down and then you're ready to serve it. I like to put a little bit of butter on there and yeah, it's good to eat. Share it with all your friends and roommates and family and yeah, just enjoy some nice banana bread. Thanks for watching and let me know if you have any questions.